What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty, one day after the 7-year anniversary of the Fappening, and I wanted to do a quick video and touch on an issue that I find that I take personally, and of course that is children. The internet is tons of fun, YouTube is tons of fun, but there are specific rules that you just don't cross. There's specific things, specific lines you don't cross, and one of them in particular is children. You don't involve children in your content. You don't involve children in a negative sense, I mean. You don't drag people's, people if you're having arguments or problems with, you don't drag their kids into the mess. They're civilians. You focus on the person, the creator in question, and you leave their children out of it, regardless of the point that you're trying to make. And Phil did that yesterday. He actually went there yesterday with ReviewTechUSA and decided to start talking about his kids. And for me, that is a big no-no, Phil. You don't do that. No matter how much you hate someone or despise someone or feel that their content is deplorable or what have you, you don't drag kids into the middle of an argument. So just wanted to quickly play the little clip with Phil going off on ReviewTechUSA and dragging his kids into this mess, and I just want to give my thoughts.
All right? Really. And it's just pathetic because this is a guy who not only knows he has 1 million subs on YouTube and knows that people will actually follow the things he says and does, he's irresponsible with it. This is the kind of person I talk about all the time, where when you have a following on YouTube or anywhere, you need to be responsible with your following. Life is not all jokes for everyone. Life is not all fun and games and pranks and, oh, everyone should just laugh at everything. There's people who go through real life shit who don't need your shit. I outright told Rich earlier this year, I don't need your shit. I got so much personal shit going on in my life. I don't need more stress from you. He doesn't care.
Okay, the key word in that sentence right there is personal. These are your personal problems, Phil. No one should be responsible for your personal problems. Your life choices, regardless of what they are the sum collective of who you are, Phil. And those choices have consequences. So when you decide not to take care of yourself and be a pig and eat DoorDash and junk food all the time, and you run into medical problems, those are your problems, Phil, and they're your personal problems. So you are a public figure, Phil. You come on stream, you talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. You make a living off of it. You make a living off of crowdfunding, as you like to say, on a public platform. And you choose to reveal certain things. And when you do, the public is able to come and talk about it and criticize you, Phil. If you don't want to have those criticisms levied against you, you do one of two things. You can, one, stop streaming, become a private citizen, get a regular 9-to-5 job, and you won't ever have to worry about it again. Second, you could just not talk about your personal issues. Don't bring up your life. And sadly, you've always done that. You've been doing YouTube for almost 15 years, and that's what you've done your whole life. You've overshared and you've you've done way too much, Phil, and the genie's out of the bottle. You can't put the genie back in. So you have to live with those consequences, Phil. And just because you feel like you don't want to deal with them, again, there's only two ways of doing that. Either one, leave the internet, or two, stop talking about your personal business.
He does it anyway because he personally gets laughs and benefits out of it. So he doesn't care who he hurts or stomps on. That's the kind of guy he is. But he'll portray himself like a nice guy to the internet when in reality, he's just another fucking scumbag like everybody else. And the real sad fact about this all,
he's a scumbag like everyone else. You hear that? So apparently if everyone's a scumbag, doesn't that make you a scumbag, Phil? Everybody, if you're including everybody in the mix, you're a body, so you're including yourself. So if you're saying that you are a scumbag, I may have to agree with that.
all right, I'm sorry to say it, is that not only does he have fans, but he has kids. And now...
Okay, here it is. This is the part that just is infuriating me and infuriating a whole bunch of people. And if I was Rich, I'd shoot back. I was watching the stream and I noticed that Rich really didn't say much. I think he did mention, he said, oh, you're gonna bring my kids into this, knowing, Phil, that one of his kids was in the hospital with a serious medical condition. You know, and you started this story out earlier, how you reached out and you gave him condolences and you wish she was okay. You're gonna bring his kids up just to make a point, just to kind of dig at Rich? Really, Phil? That's what you're gonna do? Like I stated earlier, there are certain things that you just don't talk about. You don't bring up in an argument, Phil. And one of them are children. You leave children out of it. That's the reason why they're called children. You know, they're innocent. They have nothing to do with it. They don't choose who their parents are. And yet you want to drag his kids into your stupid, petty argument with Rich. No, Phil, you're completely wrong and you have no justification for doing this. So let's see what the idiot had to say.
Now, later on in life, they're going to look back at his behavior on the internet and they're going to think that that's okay, that it's okay to bully people, that it's okay to be nasty to people, because that's what Dad did. That's fucked up. That's legitimately fucked up. Really? You think they're going to be insulated from this behavior for the rest of their lives? No, they're not going to be. They're going to know exactly what he's doing. They're going to get wind of it when they get older. And they're going to say, my dad used to bully people on the internet. What the fuck is this? He used to make money bullying people. I could never live with that. Really. I could never live with that with myself if that was me doing it. I couldn't. So.
Well, thankfully, thank God, you're impotent and you're never going to ever have children. Thank you, Lord Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Satan, whoever impressed that on Phil to not have kids. Thank you. We appreciate it. You made the world a way better place. So you have no clue what it takes to raise children, Phil. You have no clue whatsoever what it takes to avoid them from the nasty and disgustingness that is the internet. We're adults. We chose to do this. We choose to participate in YouTube, the internet, and so on. And we, because we are adults. These are kids you're talking about, Phil. These are kids. And I understand that Rich gets under your skin and you hate that he mentions the fappening, and he hates that he makes fun of you, and he hates that he makes the big thing here. It's not any of that. You know what the big thing here is that Rich makes money off of Phil, and that's Phil's biggest problem. Because I'm pretty sure if Rich wasn't making money off of Phil wouldn't even care. He wouldn't bring it up. He wouldn't talk about it. He would shed no light on it. But the mere fact that Rich makes a killing on his nightly streams talking about Phil is what bugs Phil. That's what it is. Let's be honest here. That's the problem. But again, Phil, it's pretty disgusting when you try to drag Rich's kids or anybody's kids into this, this nonsense that we call the internet and what we do. No one is bullying you, Phil, okay? No one is calling you, bad words or threatening you. That's bullying. Bullying invokes a sense of threat. And no one here is threatening you whatsoever, Phil. Not Rich, not myself, not the other detractors, let alone our children. So let me give you a piece of advice, you scumbag. Stop talking about our kids, okay? And you better never invoke my children in a conversation or an issue that you may be having with me, because that's going to be a very big problem for you, Phil. And I implore anyone that has kids, if you ever get into a beef with this idiot and he starts talking about your kids, you stop that. You put an end to that shit right away.
It's pretty fucked up, man. And, I hope that he'll fucking wise up someday. But at this point, I don't think so. I think when you see someone that's that far gone, you can't. I gave this guy the benefit of the doubt so many times. I tried to extend the olive branch so many times to this man. And every time that I try, he stomps on it and he shits on me again right away for personal benefit. So at this point, I know things are never going to change. I know he will always be that kind of person, and I'm done with him.
Yeah, this is like the 20th time he said he's been done with him. I may put together a collage of sound clips of Phil saying he's done with Rich. The interesting thing here is that I want to know is that this all stemmed from the Side Scroller podcast interview that he did. And after he made himself look like an idiot after that interview, he decided, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to make some money off of this interview, no matter how poorly and piss poor I did. I'm going to try to make some money. So, hey, guess what? I created this new DSP React channel. Let me reach out to Rich, which he did via DMs. And he said, hey, let's squash this, blah, blah, blah. Let's try to be friendly. Let's get together and talk about it, right? And Rich said, yeah, sure, whatever. And then, of course, Phil goes, hey, I have this brand new channel. Why don't you come on and be part of this segment, you know, that I call DSP, whatever, interviews or get answers or whatever the shit he offered his members for that stupid channel. He tried to essentially use Rich to get some clout for his channel. And Rich then re-shouts back and say, hey, well, why don't you just come on my channel? I can simply just shut off the comments and you don't have to deal with, you know, people being negative towards you, because that's what he stated. He said, oh, come to my channel where I can control the negativity. And Rich said, no, what, you know, come to my channel. I can shut off chat. Not a big deal. And of course, that night, Phil did something stupid. And of course, Rich was commenting about the interview and how he looked bad and stuff like that. And Phil lost his shit. He was like, how dare you? I extended the olive branch to you. We thought we were friendly. We thought we were going to do something together. You were going to be on my channel, or I was going to be on your channel. And we were going to make some content together. And you go ahead and crap all over me on Twitter. Yeah? That's what Rich does. Rich is a commentary per channel. He does commentary on specific things. So if you're going to do something dumb, just because you did something nice doesn't negate the dumbness. Just because you guys are going to maybe work together or do something or do an interview doesn't mean that Rich can no longer be critical of you. That's not how it works, Phil. And that's how you work. You feel like, oh, if you want to be friends with me, or you want to speak with me, or you want to have the privilege of knowing me, you can't criticize me ever, because that's a betrayal and you are nothing but scum. That's how Phil is. And Phil, that's not how life works. Even friends can have disagreements. Even friends can, a good friend would say, hey, you're wrong here. What you're doing is stupid. And you should be man enough to still respect that friendship and say, okay, well, let me look at what you're saying and try to understand your view on why I'm being stupid. But no, Phil just wants lackeys. He wants people to just say, hey, great job. You are awesome. You're the best. That's what he wants, Phil. And I'm sorry, Phil, that's not a friendship. That's called a helicopter parent, where your parent tells you you're awesome, you're wonderful, everything. Oh, you took a shit. Oh my God, that's the best shit ever. That's what parents are for, Phil. And just because your parents grew up doing that to you doesn't mean the world is going to coddle you and give you a round of applause for taking a shit. Anyway, let's keep going.
All right? So he can do whatever he wants, but any of his idiotic, mouth-drooling lackeys who come to my stream today to try to make me miserable, especially on today, I already told you guys, I've got a lot of fucked up stuff going on in my life right now. I don't need it. And the fact that he's got his people coming over here being fucking nasty to me just shows the kind of person he is. I'm done with this man. I want nothing to do with him. In fact, after this moment, I don't ever want to bring him up ever again. I'm done with this fucker. He's so insignificant to anything I care about on this planet. And by the way, this isn't new. This is a guy who's done this to me for like a decade. Constantly talking about me in his fucking content and shit. It's like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. No one fucking should care about you. You're such a dunce. You're so insignificant to anything meaningful on this planet. You've helped no one. All you've done is fucking hurt people with your bullshit. Shut the fuck up. This is the kind of person who doesn't deserve a platform because they're just an online bully.
There you have it, folks. Quality positive content. Those chill positive streams are back, and I love it. Anyway, Phil, do yourself a favor. Stop talking about people's kids, okay? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.